Okay, I just want to quickly say that I was going to try and record a Read It or Release It episode, but I'm not doing that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a TBR, but I'm going to start off, or this video, it's going to be a TBR, but it's going to start off with the TBR jar section where I pull a couple of books from my TBR jar, and then I will go into my monthly TBR for August, and you'll already have seen the first 3 books, and so I'll just like reintroduce those 3 books, and then I'll tell you the rest of what's on my list that I like made for myself essentially, and that's how we're gonna do it. So if you are confused, it's because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, so enjoy. Thanks for being here, and that is all. To see what happens when I do this, because I think that I think I'm pulling like all of the same kinds of books pretty consistently out of my like I'm reaching for the same books over and over again for my TBR, and I'm not mad at that, but I do want to find a way to mix things up. I want to preface this by saying not every book I own is in this jar, because there are some books that I will not ever be releasing even if I don't read them, because like I haven't read all of my classics, I haven't read all of my poetry. There are some things that I just collect because they feel right to have. Like I reach for them because they feel right in the moment, and I don't want to, like, I want to honor that, because that is how I used to pick books when I was a kid. Like I would just reach for them, and typically I read them right there in the moment, but I don't want to take the magic out of like reaching for a new book when you feel the urge, so long as it's like within reason. I do have a little book budget of, that I follow. So all that is to say, this is not an exhaustive list of all the books that I own, but it is a list of the books that I've just kind of been picking up, and I'm hoping that I can, picking up like purchasing, and I'm hoping that by doing this little thing, I can potentially read some books. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 3, and whatever 3 I pick are going to be books that I add to my like general TBR. So it's gonna be a real short video, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Also, the colors mean nothing. This is just what I had. And so that's what we're doing. Okay, so we're gonna open it. You probably can't read my handwriting. What's this say? This says, I'm actually not even sure what it says. This says DramaCon. Oh, I'm actually kind of excited for this, because my little sister lent this to me, and she's been begging me to read it for the longest, and so I think I will pick this up and read it. Yeah, I think I will pick this up and read it. I'm really excited. I'll start this one today. This is, ooh, hello. This is the first day. Every week my mom, my parents, and my 2 younger sisters take on my kids for a day, for a full 24 hours. I'm childless, and that is when I usually get work done. But like by work I mean like my job, which I no longer have. And so instead I will be getting some reading and some editing done, and so I'm really excited to get into this. I'm also today going to watch K-pop Demon Hunter. I've seen it before with my sister, and then I've just like listened to the songs in a loop, and now that I know all of the songs, me and my husband are gonna watch it tonight, and it's gonna be his first time seeing it. I think he's gonna like it because it does have kind of an anime vibe. It's like anime and musicals become one. And I love musicals, and he loves anime. I like anime, I like certain ones, And so I feel like our 2 loves are coming together as one, and I think it's just gonna be a really good time. So that's what we're doing tonight. and this would be a great addition to the fun for me. So yay, look at me reading the books. Look at me. Okay, so we're gonna pick 2 more. Okay, this is a blue one. I don't know which way this opens. Hunter x Hunter, I think. Yeah. I think the universe, yeah, Hunter x Hunter. The universe just wants me to read anime right now. Anime. Did I say anime? I meant manga. The universe wants me to read manga right now. And I think that my brain deserves a little manga. So Hunter x Hunter. Okay. Oh, wait. Please see us. Oh, wait, this is a thriller. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. Pause. Please. Oh God, I really need to be careful. We're putting Please See Us back into the jar because I loaned it to my older sister last week and I forgot. Okay, going in again. I think it's gonna be good. I'm feeling happy thoughts. Is it upside down again? What does that say? Oh, it's Legendborn! This makes sense. I have neglected her. Tracy, Dion, and I have neglected each other. And what do you know? Because I had been reading it. The sleeve isn't even on there. It's like, it's waiting for me. So that's, we're gonna get into this. And what I think I'll do, I'm gonna play it by ear, but what I think I might do is make this, I was thinking about just making this a clip and just being like, here's something I'd like to add to my list. But I think what I'll do instead is I'll attempt to like just add this to my general like TBR for this month, and we'll just see what happens. All right. Oh God. Okay. Prepare yourself for a glare. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am here to tell you everything that I read in July and everything I want to read in August. Heads up, I barely read anything in July. Like, I barely read anything in July. And August will be a bit more of a commitment for me. Not a huge commitment, just like, you know, in comparison to July, August is going to be interesting. But okay, so in July, I read 2 books. I DNF'd 1 book. And I read, okay, so I DNF'd The Love Haters. I tried. I couldn't finish it. It is what it is. I just didn't like it. But this changed my life. I loved this. You know when you read a book and it makes you want to be whatever they are? Like when I read vampire books, I want to be a vampire. When I read thrillers that have detectives, I want to be that guy. When I like, and when I read literary fiction that's literary, I want to be an agent. I always want to be, not an agent. I want to be an editor or a ghostwriter or whatever. And I always want those things. Like, those are legit things that I always want, but I want it more when it happens like this. And this was just amazing. These 2 are a part of a romance reading vlog that I'm finishing up. So one book that I mentioned for August will be part of, like, you know, I'm trying to wrap this up. And so that's that. They, like, this, amazing. This, just not my taste. I really think that's all it is. I don't think it's, like, a bad book. I just think it's not for me. This was another 5-6 star situation. I finished this one. I have a vlog dedicated to this. That's probably will come out right after this one comes out, but it was just so good. I loved everything. I loved everybody. That vlog is very spoilery because I don't know how to not tell you how I feel. in great detail. So it's super spoilery. We kind of fall off a little at the end there, not because it wasn't good, but because I was distracted. And yeah, we'll go from there. So that's this. Loved it. All this is to say, I read next to nothing, but that is okay. And then now for everything I want to read in August. So I have a little TBR jar, and I just recorded this video. I feel like I should just smash them together and then like release this, because I am not going to read all of these books. But the thing is that it's part, like I'm starting a new series called Read It or Release It, where if I don't read it, I release it. But the rules are loose, right? Because I don't imagine letting go of any of these books. Maybe they'll just roll over, and that'll drive me so nuts that I'll just read the books. But I can't see myself. Like, there are some books that I could see myself releasing, but there are just some that I can't see. And that's why, like, so many books of mine didn't even make it into here, because, like, my classics aren't going in here. My poetry is not going to end up in here. But some books did end up in here, and maybe it was just for the plot. I don't know. That all being said, 3 of these books are TBR jar books. Maybe it's not Read It or Release It. Maybe not yet. Maybe it's just for now. Like, these are my TBR jar books. But we're going to call it Read It or Release It, you know, in hopes that one day I will be a person who releases books. But I wouldn't count on it. Okay, so this is the first one I pulled for the Read It or Release It, or the TBR jar, whatever you want to call it. This is DramaCon. This is DramaCon. My sister lent me this, and she's been begging me to read it for like a year. Yeah, I've had it for like a year. I'm excited to read it. I am. And so I think it'll be a good time. I think manga is also a good time. Always a good time. Got 3 thick volumes in there for me. So, excitement. Incidentally, my second pick was also a manga, and this is Hunter x Hunter. A lot of people have been telling me that I would like this, including my husband, and I'm just excited to see what happens. The cool thing is it's low commitment, and so if I hate it, guess what? I just don't have to read them anymore. But I'll probably end up keeping it because he, I think, likes them. I think. Maybe I think he likes them. But it's gonna be cool. One day we'll talk about the different manga that I do like. One day. Maybe that'll be like maybe I'll make that video next. Why not? Okay, and this was my third pull. And you can see that the sleeve is already gone because how many times have I started to read this book? Because I've got 3 different like pages that I should be on, and they're all like at varying degrees. And so I'm gonna start fresh. But I'm really excited to read it because Tracy Deonn has the world in a chokehold, and I want to also be in that chokehold. And so I'm excited to get into a trilogy. I think it's just what I need. And then this girl, say you'll remember me. It's been on my TBR like 4 times already, and I've had this channel for like 5 minutes, so that's really funny. But right now I'm extra motivated to read it because I'm trying to finish up that romance reading vlog that I just showed you, and it's all like new release romance, and I think it's going to be a good time. This one is, yeah, I think it's just going to be a cushy, good time. It's not long at all. It's like under 400 pages. I think I could do it. I believe in myself. And then this one, this is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is a book I got from the library a couple weeks ago. I'm really excited for this one because it's going to be my first Riley Sager, and there's a new release that I can't remember the title of, but I'll pop it up somewhere. And I'm excited to read this one because I told myself that if I can read this one, then I can go and buy the new release that came out like a week or 2 ago. And the cool thing is that I've read a couple pages and I really like the writing style, and I think I'm gonna just zoom through it. So that's that baby. Boop. And then lastly, I have Days at the Murasaki Bookshop. And this one I'm reading to heal my heart. The main character in this book is going through a breakup, or has just gone through a breakup, and goes to work at the family's bookshop. I think it's her uncle or something. And everybody says that as her heart is healing, so is the heart of the reader. And I'd like to be healed, please. So that is, I'm going to read it. I'm prioritizing it. I think if I were to like go in order, or if I were to like think of an order, I probably would start DramaCon and Murasaki at the same time, or DramaCon and Middle of the Night at the same time. I don't know which one's gonna happen. I kind of want to read the thriller because I just need a thriller. But I think I gotta prioritize this. I gotta prioritize Days of the Murasaki Bookshop. So maybe I'll also read, since that one's like a bit sad, maybe I'll read something else. What would go well with that? I feel like a romance would go well with that. But I really want to read I'm gonna just start at the top. I'm gonna read these two, and then we'll just go from there. This is super short. This is super speedy reading. And I think these are gonna read very fast too, because I know that when I pick this up, it's always read fast. And then these are manga, so of course that's gonna read fast. So, and then I also have some books on my Kindle, but I don't think I'm gonna go into those because those are like the books I read when I just have to pick something up at night because I need to do reading. I do read physical books in bed constantly. Like, I'm not somebody who can't read a physical book in bed when it's getting dark. I have a book light, but it is very convenient to be able to just like snap open and like do one of these bad boys and like switch positions, whatever. And so I guess I'll just tell you what's the one I'm reading right this second. I think I had started The Housemaid, but I don't want to read it. So I think instead I started Swordcatcher. I think what I'm gonna do is on my Kindle, I'm gonna continue on with Mistborn because I do really like Mistborn. It's a good read for me. I'm not very far into it. I'm like 12% in, but that's okay. That's okay. So that's the situation. That's what I'm gonna do. I just, as like a quick update, and I'm trying to figure out if I should, I'm gonna leave it at the end. So I thought that the video that's probably gonna come out next would come out before I had to do my reading wrap up situation, but that's not how it worked out because the vlog that I talk about all of this in is very long, and so it's taking me some time to edit it, and also just life is happening. So I'm gonna give you that update now, and it's gonna be reiterative later, and that's fine. But basically, a couple weeks ago, I lost my job. I got laid off, and it's like just put me in a weird headspace, and it's made it hard for me to read. So like, I got laid off on July 2nd, and it's now, I think, July 30th. And so I've spent a lot of time just like sitting and obviously like looking for new jobs and like doing that whole spiel. But like, I've spent a lot of time just like sitting and not really doing too much because, like my headspace is a little bit weird, especially, well, just for so many reasons. I'm not going to go into it, but that's kind of where I am. And that's my little excuse for not doing as much reading as I would have hoped. I was just too distracted. I couldn't focus. The other thing is that, like, in addition to that being really unexpected, like, for those of you who don't know, I'm a writer. Usually I'm a corporate writer. Sometimes I am a speech writer. I used to write DEI speeches and things like that, for that wasn't a thing anymore. But writing is kind of like my thing. And, just a lot has changed in the corporate world, and people get their little hands on, let me not be that guy who disparages AI, because I don't think AI is like a bad thing inherently, but I do think it is really confusing, let's say, when corporate leaders are like, well, if I just ask this to do that thing, then I don't have to like pay somebody a salary to do that thing. But it's like, people can tell when you don't edit the things that you ask AI to write, and that's where like editors and writers, etc., come in. And it's just, I won't get into that. It's just like a whole long thing. Obviously I'm bitter, and that's fine. I'm okay now. Like I said, I've had a few weeks to just kind of like cool off and figure out how I'm going to pivot and I think I'm going to be doing some more exciting things anyways, and it also gave me the time to figure out what I wanted. And so I'm not like I'm not happy it happened, but I'm like kind of grateful for having my eyes opened, I guess, because corporate America isn't it. I've never wanted to be, you know, corporate America isn't it. And yeah, so that's that. Other thing is, I just got back from just about a week-long trip. I went to the East Coast to visit some family, to take care of, I went with my dad and my sister. We went to take care of my grandparents for a little bit, and you know, it was just a really good time. It was good to see my grandparents. It was good to be able to hang out with them and cook for them and all of that. But we did drive from Houston to the East Coast, and we drove there and back, and it was harrowing. I can't read in the car because I get motion sick, and so I had to kind of like, we did what we could, but there wasn't time for reading while I was away, and that's okay because I was able to be present and be in the moment and be with my family, which is really, really important. And again, just another situation where things are just put into perspective. You know, you see your people and you're like, life is real. Life isn't this hypothetical thing that's just happening to other people. Like, life is really real. And yeah, I got to notice that in multiple ways this month, and I am grateful. Like, it's weird, but I'm grateful for where I'm at. But okay, long, rambly, whatever out of the way. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for sticking, around to the end of the video. Especially thank you for watching, considering that I just like ghosted you guys last week. My bad. But I want you to know that I will be, getting at least one video a week out, and I'm planning to do that for Saturdays because Saturdays seem to be a day that you guys like to watch videos. So Saturdays and early Sundays and stuff. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah, thank you again for being here. Excited to continue making these videos, and I will see you in the next one.